Good evening. Tonight, some Queenslanders are on the brink of lockdown. In just hours, many will be forced to stay home, leaving for only essential reasons.
It's all because of the worsening COVID outbreak in Sydney. Anyone from Queensland who's been there facing the same restrictions.
It's a tale of two cities, 2 new cases in Brisbane, 22 in Sydney. Those here linked to the Portuguese Stewart cluster and of no real concern.
They've been in quarantine their entire infectious period.
A different story in Sydney, authorities so concerned 4 local government areas, the City of Sydney, Wallara, Waverley and Randwick, have been sent into a 7-day lockdown.
We don't want to see this situation linger for weeks. We would like to see this situation end sooner rather than later.
And tonight, hundreds, if not thousands of Queenslanders face the same lockdown. If they've been in those areas since June 11, they can only leave home for essential reasons. And if they return home after 1 a.m. tomorrow, they'll have to go into hotel quarantine. All up, Sydney is dealing with 65 cases linked to the original Bondi case.
This is really to make sure that we can prevent further spread.
To stop any cross-border spread, police have sent home 186 who flew in without exemptions. And everyone, no matter where they're from, including border communities, will now have to fill out a border declaration.
It is important so that if we do start seeing any transmission with people from Sydney, potentially holidaying in Byron Bay or other areas of the north coast of New South Wales, then we will be able to let them know.
After months of battling, there's at last a chance of peace between Queensland and Canberra over a quarantine camp to reduce a reliance on hotels. And this is a site, a Pinkenbar Defence Storage Facility, that could end the war, suggested by the Prime Minister in a letter to the Premier last night.
It needs a lot more work. We will work with the Commonwealth through that detail. The only detail in the letter is an address.
Close to Brisbane Airport, close to Brisbane hospitals that can be developed.
Scott Morrison told Anastasia Palaszczuk he'd pay for it and Queensland could run it, though Stephen Miles isn't yet convinced it'd work.
This Pinkenbar proposal is in the suburbs of Brisbane.
We're getting surrounded now by possible COVID cases, and it's a concern.
I think it needs very thorough investigation, because it clearly has implications for community safety.
The Deputy Premier is still clinging to Wellcamp, saying Pinkenbar was previously considered and rejected.
It was in part ruled out, I understand, because of contamination and asbestos.
If it gets the green light, it's hoped it'll be ready early next year.
Wellcamp is dead and buried. Move on.
Lane Kelcutt, 9 News.